Time for some more Bang Dream. It's my go. This is episodes 5 and 6 we're going to be doing in this video today. I've been loving this series, especially, I mean, episode 3 obviously so far has been the highlight of the series. I mean, like, it's a sort of like gimmicky episode. Like, it's not gimmicky, but it had a gimmick to the episode, but it really worked for the episode. And like, you know, I wouldn't want the entire series to be Tomori's point of view, but it was so creative to do it just for that one episode, you know. And it got me very attached to those characters, and now I'm just excited to see how MyGo as a band develops from here, and especially since there seems to be like a little bit of tension between them, and their goals are lining up slightly differently, and they don't have all of their band members fully together yet. So I'm very keen for these two episodes, episodes 5 and 6. Thank you for all you have been supporting me and commenting on these videos and letting me know little things here and there. As I've said in previous videos, like for a while, Bang Dream was a series that I was very obsessed with. So it's so nice to be like dipping my toes back into the Bang Dream fandom a little bit, because I really do love this series. And I've like recently been opening the Bang Dream app a bit more often and like catching myself up a little bit with some of the things that's going on there, playing some games and some songs and stuff. It's been fun. I missed Bang Dream. I forgot how much, you know, how much joy it gave me, but it really does. Like, I just click on a, you know, I just get a card. It's a Tsukushi card from Morphonica, and she's my favorite character in Morphonica. And I just like read through the story of that card, and it makes me feel warm inside, you know, like that's Bang Dream provides me with so much comfort. So we're doing It's My Go today. And yeah, episodes 5 and 6. If you want to watch the full length reaction, that is, you're watching the entire episode with me, you sync it up with your own footage. That's on my Patreon account, which is down in the description below. There's also other stuff there, like early access, exclusive videos. There's hundreds of videos there. So go check those out. But otherwise, support the video as best you can, just so that other people can find it, you know. If there's other people in the Bang Dream community looking for reactions to this show, because I don't think there are that many reactions to this show on YouTube. So if there are people looking for it, send them my way, you know. Hopefully they'll find some reactions that they enjoy, because I'm enjoying this show. I hope I can spread that positivity to the people who are watching. So anyway, let's jump into It's My Go episode 5. She's just deciding she's part of it now. Well, we know she's fucking dope. We heard her play. Yeah, wow. Look at that guitar. Your grandma's guitar. That's cute. She's kind of cute, actually. They're right in that she seemed intimidating, but hearing her speak, she might actually be very sweet and cute. You know what I'm kind of liking in this little intro? The lack of stage presence that Tomori has. Like, she's nervously holding the thing, she's turning away from the audience and stuff. I think it's cute. I'm not running away. Anon doesn't like her. I'll do the band. I'm in. Problem is, you stand out too much. People are gonna look away from Anon. She's interested in Tomori. Yeah. Huh? Love her. This band is so weird. It's made up of very strange people, which is cool. Like, they don't gel together at all, which is nice. Oh no. Raana reminds me a little bit of Ryo from Bochi the Rock. Yep. That's why I thought she didn't like her. No one's gonna pay attention to her. Oh, it's different now. Has a different meaning when sung by different people, possibly. I can't choose a favorite of these characters. Taki, Tomori, and Anon, I love all three of them. Like, they're all top tier. She's very relatable. Practices for 20 minutes and goes, nah, I'll never be able to do it. We should write a new song and it should be perfect for me to play. I need to stop gasping every time there's other Bang Dream characters on screen. God, I love Saya though. Whoa. I love Taki's. Huh? She keeps doing it. It's so funny. Oh, I think she wants to do it, right? Oh. Poor Anon. Anon's so non-committal right now, you know? Are they gonna talk to Afterglow? That would be so cool. Oh. Oh, yeah, because they agreed to do it up until the live concert. Oh, it's so precious. Oh. Well then, Anon, just agree to stay in the band for longer. And none of these people are like Saki. They're not going to leave for whatever reason Saki left. Aww. Oh, they really resonated with her that much? Wow, this scene is lit beautifully. Yeah, there was no communication between Crychick. Oh my god. Wow, this scene's lit beautifully as well. The lighting just like stepped up in the second half of this episode. Good, good. Actually having a communication. Looked directly at Anon when she said that. Hell yeah. And Anon's jumping on it because she doesn't want to perform. So she's trying to frame it through Tomori. Yep, this is exactly what I just said. You are. Oh. Wow, really confronting her here. I'm not running away, and then she literally runs away from them. It is. Well, I think Taki did feel bad, but I think also seeing Tomori chase after her. Yes. Oh, he's from her old school? Oh. Oh, okay, this is interesting. So she told everyone she was going to England permanently and then came back and moved schools? Question mark? Oh, they're looking at the penguins. Cute. I think Tomori knows this is what makes her feel better. So you moved back? Yeah. Aww. Oh, she was so excited to do it. Oh, look how dreary it looks. I guess it's England. The sky always looks dreary in England.
Oh, are you new here?
Oh yeah, they sound like they sound like people from England, don't they?
Anyone got my book? Oh, sorry.
Oh, she wasn't bad. That black-haired girl kind of sounded English.
I'm gonna be in the future. And chihaya, you're next.
That one wasn't bad either.
Hurry up and...
Yeah, the teacher's not a terrible English voice actress.
My name is Anon Chihaya, council president in secondary school.
It's funny because I think Chihaya's English is kind of better than some of the other girls in her class who are theoretically actually English, but ah well, it's an anime, we can forgive it. Yeah, and that caught us up to the first episode. This makes a lot of sense. This explains a lot about her character. Lighting in this scene's really cool as well. Mm-hmm. This is so cute. Ah, holding hands, that's so cute. We're gonna do it. We're gonna perform live. Hell yeah. Oh my god. We'll be moving forward to episode 6 after this discussion, but oh my gosh. Okay, so like Bang Dream has a grip on my heart. Always. It always does. I love the way they write these characters, and this Bang Dream also has been going in a direction of like, look, the first 5 bands of Bang Dream are iconic, right? They're just so iconic at this point. Like we all know them and understand them, and like they all have, you know, famous voice actors within them. They've got these really popular songs. Like they are the thing that brought people in a lot of the time. So what they had to do, I think, for the bands following that, the bands like Razor Sulin, Morphonica, and MyGo, are those the only like full new bands? I know there's also like the other one that's like super new, that this one's teasing a bit and stuff, but I'm not talking about them for now because I don't really know anything about them. But the thing about those 3 bands, those new 3 bands, is I think in terms of complexity in the characters' flaws, those 3 bands are the best, like the new ones. In terms of the writing of those characters not just being simply like, you know, they're great. Like, I'm not saying the first 5 bands didn't have characters with flaws. They absolutely did. But I don't think they were as complex. I think in the first 5 bands, the stories, even if the stories were kind of complex, the character dynamics weren't. Like a lot of the time they did kind of come down to, you know, hey, we're in this together and let's do it. You know, we're all friends. We're all doing a band because we love it. We love having fun together. A lot of them came down to that, you know. But I think with Razor Sulin, which was like, you know, was season 2 of Bang Dream, right? Was it season 2? Yeah, season 2 of Bang Dream, where they basically tried to poach Tai. Wait, which one is the voice actress? One of them has one name and the other has the other. I think Tai is the name of the... God, it's been so long. Tai is the name of the character. They tried to poach Tai from Poppin' Party, essentially. And their band had complex dynamics because they were basically just formed because of their musical skill and nothing else. And they were just trying to create the perfect band, but they didn't really care about if they cared about each other, you know? So there was like complex dynamics there. I think, I've talked about this before, but Morphonica has the complex dynamics of like, I think, I mean, you've got Rui, who is actually like a pretty unlikable character for a good portion of it. You know, she is probably the harshest character that they've created in Bang Dream, where she's like outwardly mean to people at times and stuff. And so there's complexity there. But also I think the real complexity and the interesting thing, and I've talked about this a lot because I find it super interesting, is Shiro's character being like a depiction of anxiety, but not just a depiction of anxiety as in Shiro is the victim, but also how her anxiety causes her to lash out at other people. And so she's not only a victim, but she's also like a culprit of hurting others because she can't handle her own anxiety. And she kind of uses that as an excuse for that. And I think like the way they depicted that was really interesting as well. And now we have MyGo, which is super interesting because so far then they haven't come together as a band really at all, and they're trying to. And also you have Anon, who's a great character because she's all about, you know, she's selfish, but she also is non-committal. And I think that is really true to life. These types of people like Anon do exist, and I know they exist because I think I kind of relate to her, which is like really sad because the show is showing off a lot of her flaws pretty heavily, and I think I'm seeing my own flaws in her a lot. Flaws like, you know, wanting to be the center of attention. I run a fucking YouTube channel. Like I want to be the center of attention. I'm literally on the center of your computer screen right now, hopefully, unless you have me on another tab up in the top right corner, whatever. I like being the center of attention, just like her. But also just like her, sometimes I will sit down for something that's particularly hard and I'll try it for a little bit and I'll go, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do this, and I'll like put it down. Or I don't know if I want to put the time into doing this, and I'll try to put it off, and I'll try to like get other people to put it off and stuff. And it's like I'm seeing those parts of myself in her, and I'm also like in my mind I'm like, oh come on Anon, like you have to do this, you have to do that. But I know that if I were in her position, I'd probably be doing the same thing, which is really sad. And then I understand her going to basically saying to all of her friends, I'm going to England to study abroad, and bragging about that and getting all the praise from that. And then you go to England and then you come back and it's like, shit, like I failed out in England. I couldn't do it. I got out of there, but now I don't want to face anyone from my past because I was bragging to them about how I'm going to England and I ran away, and they're going to see instantly my own flaws. I think when she saw those girls though from her middle school, like they were like, oh, you're at Hanaoka? I thought you were in England. I don't think they were going like, oh my God, you ran away after all of that? You stupid little loser. Like they weren't doing that. I think they were just curious. They were like, oh wow, I didn't know you were still here. Let's hang out or something, you know? Like I think they weren't seeing her flaws, but she's got her own hang-ups about that. So of course she would be nervous that they would, you know, they would start thinking of her as someone who runs away all the time and gives up on things and is maybe is even a liar, you know? They might think she lied about going to England or whatever. But I just think all of that is super interesting. I really like the scene of her like playing guitar for, you know, all of 5 minutes and then going, well, I tried, you know, like that is absolutely the sort of thing that I do. I mean, I've literally done it with guitar. You see my guitar back there? I mean, the thing is that guitar has a broken string, and it has had a broken string for about a year and a half. But we have other guitars that like are my dad's and stuff, that sometimes I will use, and I will take out the guitar and I'll take out the guitar like once every 3 months maybe, and I'll play a song or two that has basic chords, like really, really basic chords, and then I'll go, that was good, and then I'll put it away, you know? There's a part of me that would love to get good at guitar, like really love it, but I know how much practice that would take, how much effort that would take from me, and I just don't have the patience. At least not right now, you know? With other stuff that I want to focus on, I just don't have it. So I really relate. And was there anything else I wanted to talk about? I liked they introduced us to Raana, and we only got a little bit of her. I'm interested to learn more about her because I wasn't sure if I would like her or not from the first couple episodes, but in this episode I'm starting to see a little bit more into her character, And if she does seem just like a weird girl, you know, which is kind of cool. Like I thought she would be like the cool chick who's too cool for everyone or whatever, just based on her design alone. But it actually seems like she kind of is like a very simple girl. Like she's just very simple. She she was described as the stray cat of the place. Like she just hangs around and she plays, you know, she stands up, she plays one song, she's like, I'm good, and she sits down, you know. So I think I'm getting her more now and I like her. All right, let's move on to the next episode. That was episode 5, so let's jump right into episode 6 of Bang Dream It's My Go. Oh, is she practicing? Good job. Oh, this is so relatable, especially bar chords. Oh, they're so difficult. And this part's so boring as well. Yeah, because it hurts. It takes ages and you don't even hear the song properly when you're doing it like that. Nice. Yeah, practice is coming along, Anon. She have a new song? Oh, she'd only have new lyrics, I'd assume. We need someone to write the music though, right? Oh. She's protective of it. Oh. Whoa, you can write the music? Really? It's not often the drummer can do that, because drummers percussion, you know? They generally have a different thing to do. I think the reason Taki's like holding the book and she's like protecting it, like she's not letting anyone else see it, is because of what she said in the earlier episode about like she thought Tomori wrote the lyrics for her because she resonated with them so much. So she's seeing these lyrics and she's getting protective over them already. Like, this resonates with me. This is my song. I don't think, well, we're pretty sure Mutsumi's not joining, right? Damn. She's reading a lot of books. I feel like Taki's the sort of person to go hard on something. Like, she'd practice this a lot to get it right. She sees Soyo's hair out there. Instantly pissed off. Oh no, she's here to see Saki, right? Ah, well, maybe she was, but she didn't want to admit that, so. Taki, you got the song? Oh my god. Hell yeah! It's really a song. Aw, it's warm. That's such a cute way to put it. Anon. Oh shit. I like how the music changed when she entered. I'll do the band. She's gonna just ad-lib. It's pretty sick though. Raana strikes me as the type of character that they found a really good real-life musician and they wrote this part for her. Come here every day. If someone in the comments could tell me about Raana's Soyo, what she's like, and, you know, if I'm anywhere close. By the way, we just saw a man there in the Bang Dream universe. That's rare. Is this how she practices? So no one else hears her? I'm proud of Anon though. She is practicing. Okay, so the girl didn't show up, Raana. Yeah, she probably didn't have your contact info, right? She's kind of cute.
みんなで一緒にやろうよ。
いい？
It probably is hard for Anon. Like, she probably practices some of the sheet music and then it keeps changing. It's hard for her to keep up. I do feel really bad for her.
みんなが合わないとバンドじゃない。お前も全然ダメ。人の倍練習し。あ、帰った。
本当、猫みたいだね。
She is. And yeah, wow, the band still is so fractured.
何でもおっしゃってくださいね。これは曲を書いた私の責務ですわ。
Oh man. She's looking up to this idea of, well, this, who Saki used to be.
避ければ避けるほど追いかけてくるということですわね。困りましたわ。いけるわけ。
How could I possibly?
いつですの？
Okay, so is Saki gonna come to our concert? That's interesting.
怒鳴らないでよ。
Oh, yeah. That's good to speak up like that.
やろうとしても無しかダメ出しばっか。
Oh.
もうちょっと人のこと二人とも落ち着いて。
I think Anon's right in this situation.
じゃあ、
私じゃ頼りないってこと。
Oh, she's got her own
私はサキコみたいにはできないんだ。
hang-ups, yeah. She's feeling insecure because she's comparing herself to what Saki used to be, but it didn't work out for Saki. Taki. Wow, I wonder if their names are that similar on purpose.
無理してたんだね。野良猫が来ないのはいつものことだけどさ。
Damn.
まあ、辛いよね。
I feel so bad for Tomori as well because the band's falling apart again. Oh. We don't normally see Soyo with that sad of a face, you know? She tries to keep a strong exterior.
なるほど。落ち込むと静かでいいですね。では。
Oh my god, this is like DDoC, but it's much darker and like fucked up in DDoC.
2
Aww.
時間56分31秒待ちましたよ。
She's running! Get her! Tackle her! Rip her hair out!
待て
Anon took her shoes off at the door. They're doing that. They're so respectful. I'd be running with shoes in there. Yeah.
どうしよう。っていうか不法侵入。大丈夫。うっさい。それは最終手段。
This is such a funny chase scene. They can't do anything without their shoes. Oh no!
これ海の生物シリーズ
Oh.
内容なんだ。
はあ、何笑ってんの。
でさ、超可愛い。
It is. It's
森
adorable.
は可愛いんだよ。
私には
I love Anon. Wow.
何？
ありがとうとかありがとうとか。
Holy shit. The stray cat's here.
猫と遊んでた。
え、うちの中学
3年生。
Oh god, this show is good. Holy shit. I really, really love this show. That was a great episode. I can't wait for like this entire journey. I just can't wait to see how it goes because they're developing it so nicely and this is a great story. The character dynamics are very interesting and I feel like it's going to be so satisfying when they actually like come together and play properly. I feel like this first concert's going to be kind of a disaster. But okay, here's my prediction. I think this concert is going to go poorly overall in terms of like, you know, musically, and they're going to make a lot of mistakes and it's going to be kind of awful, I think. But maybe it's going to be awful and then Tomori is basically going to be like, well, shit, that's it. You know, we're fucked now because you know, we played terribly, so the band's going to break up. And then everyone else will probably be like, well, let's give it another shot. And that's the good thing that comes out of it, you know? Like maybe Tomori will realize, like, no matter how bad it gets, like, this is the worst it could have possibly gone, and yet we survived it, so maybe we can survive anything. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if I was writing this series, that's maybe how I would write this upcoming thing, because if we're hitting the middle of the season and they've made it very clear up until this point that they just don't gel right and their practices haven't gone well, it doesn't feel like the performance can go well. But I think there are also ways that you can write the performance going well in an interesting way. I think at the very least, something's going to go wrong. At the very least, there's like at least one thing that's going to go wrong. I'm surprised that Taki is the one that's writing their music, but like now as they're developing it, it's making more and more sense to me. But it just wasn't who I thought, and part of that was because she's the drummer. It's not that drummers never write music for people, and since drummers, you know, set the rhythm and stuff, like it does make sense if they're the person like who is kind of the support. Like if you play like if you play like Overwatch or something, you know, a lot of the time you can have like the Lucio be the shot caller, because they kind of have a more bird's eye view, not literally, but a more bird's eye view idea of what's going on. Like they can see how hurt everyone is, like when to engage, all that sort of stuff, so they can be calling the shots. And I guess in the same way, like drummer is very much like a support character in a FPS game. So I can see how Taki would be there. And we're also seeing how like she has this idea of like who Saki was and how strong Saki seemed to be. I don't know if that all would have been true. I feel like Saki also would have been struggling a lot, but she was just good at putting on a brave face for a while. But remember, like we have to always remember, Saki's the one that left. Like we can't be like, well, she was the perfect kind of person for this kind of band, because she left. Like something happened and she couldn't handle it. I don't know what it was. But she can't really be living up to this ideal perfectly. Soyo keeps talking about Mutsumi. He keeps talking to Mutsumi about like, well, after we've done this whole thing, I'll see if I can get you to join the band or whatever. I don't know why she's doing that, because to me, Mutsumi doesn't seem interested. And also in the previous band, Mutsumi was the one that said like, I never enjoyed this band, right? She was the one who said like, I did not enjoy this for a second. So like, and you know, she doesn't really know anyone. I mean, she does know them, but like, I don't get the vibe that Mutsumi and Taki or Mutsumi and Tomori were very close, right? Like it would just have been Mutsumi, Soyo, and Saki that were like the group. That's the vibe that I've got from them so far. I feel like Soyo's trying to get back something that they had lost, and maybe Mutsumi just is so directionless. She's trying to give her a direction by bringing her into the band, but I don't know if it's right for her. And I also have the meta angle of like, in the OP, she's not in there, you know? So I think she's not part of MyGo. And I think actually she might end up being part of Ave, whatever the band is called, the next band. And I mean, I'd prefer if the comments didn't tell me, but you know, like it's public knowledge, so I won't be too upset if people in the comments spoil for me who's part of that next band, because like, you know, it's out in the world already. But I think it's, from what I remember, I think it might be like Saki and Mutsumi, and then the two girls from that other band that they've been showing on TV a lot and stuff, and maybe someone else. I don't know. But this is a MyGo anime. I'm focusing on MyGo. Interesting that Raana, like, I wonder what they're gonna do about Raana, because she's kind of just not listening to them. She's clearly very good at guitar, and she can pick it up and play whatever she needs to play, but she doesn't show up, she doesn't communicate with them, and she doesn't listen when they ask her to do things, you know, like they'll say like, hey, stick around because we're not done with practice yet, and she's like, I'm good, bye, you know. So like she needs to be more of a team player. I mean, they've all got their hang-ups, right? I think she needs to be a team player. Taki is kind of blowing up at people, and I really like, I liked the scene a lot, but it made me feel so bad. The scene where Anon is like, Anon says to Taki like, stop yelling at me. The sheet music's changing every day. I'm trying to keep up. I can't keep up at all. And I'm only either getting ignored or yelled at, which again, I relate to Anon so much because I can't work under that sort of environment, right? If you want me to improve at something, a little bit of a tip for anyone who's tutoring me in the future for anything. If you want me to improve, it needs to be positive reinforcement. Negative reinforcement, like historically, does not work for me. All it does is freak me out, make me really depressed, and make me second guess everything that I do, and hate every second of it, and hate you for putting me through it. And you deserve it if you're negatively reinforcing me. Like, go fuck yourself, you know? I hate that form. Like, that's why I think, you know, whenever I watch stuff like The Bear, which The Bear is an awesome show, and I love watching it. I really like seeing that sort of environment in fiction. But like I hate those sorts of environments where it's like so much about negative reinforcement. You know, there's so much of that going on. Instead of like building people up when they do the right thing. And if they're doing the wrong thing, guide them to the right place. And be patient with them. Because that's like, obviously different people have different ways of learning, and I think that's something that needs to be talked about early on. Like, hey, what kind of learner are you? Are you someone who you want me to be hard on you so that you'll improve, or are you someone who you know, need positive reinforcement for this whole arrangement to work? Because like I'm talking from experience here. Like when I was learning to drive, for example, I'm going to tell a little story here. When I was learning to drive, I had a teacher. There were very slim pickings for teachers for me because I was learning to drive a manual car. And there weren't that many driving instructors that were teaching manual. Most of them were teaching automatic. So I was learning to drive a manual car, and we had like only a few options. We went with one that was apparently very good. And when he was teaching me, he used a lot of negative reinforcement. He seemed to like treat me very poorly. He was, every time I made a mistake, he scolded me for it, essentially. Just like having a negative attitude about everything, was kind of shocked when I didn't know what I was doing. And then there was one particular moment that I remember, and I always use this moment as this was kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back, is I was driving at one point and he went, okay, that's it, pull over. And I pulled to the side, and then he just sat there and he looked at me for a second, and then he went and grabbed a piece of paper and a pencil and he handed them to me, and he went, I want you to write down everything you were just doing wrong. And I took it from him and I went, I don't know what I was doing wrong. That's why I'm here. Like, you're the teacher. You're the one telling me what I'm doing wrong. If I knew what I was doing wrong, I wouldn't have fucking done it. Like, I didn't say any of this. Instead, I was looking at him terrified because he had been like basically being fucking horrible to me for so long, and I was an anxious, teen. I didn't know what I would have been 16 years old or something. Like, I was anxious as fuck. And I'm in a driving machine. I'm in a big hunk of metal that I'm controlling for one of the first times. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. The next time I had a lesson with him, I had a panic attack before the lesson because I was freaking out. I didn't want to do it. I was terrified of him. And my parents saw that I was having a panic attack, and they went, okay, holy shit, something's going wrong here. And they called and they canceled the lesson, and they talked to me about it. And then eventually they were like, okay, this is not a good teacher for you. and they called and they got a new teacher for me. I think they ended up also complaining. They were saying like, hang on, my kid is like basically crying in fetal position. Like there's something wrong with your driving instructor. They got me a woman that they got me a new driving instructor who was a woman, and she was like, she wasn't like incredibly happily smiley type of person, but she was very kind and she was very patient with me. And like there were times when like she was like, you have to make sure to indicate on the roundabout. And I would be like, oh, sorry about that. And she's like, it's fine. You know, you're learning. And she said that. It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. And guess what? I got the test right on my first try because of her. Because she was a good instructor, because she taught me. She was patient with me. She was kind with me. She never like reprimanded me for any of my mistakes. She just politely told me like what I should improve on, and it was amazing. So the teachers that are like the first guy, fuck you. Teachers that are like the woman that I had, you're amazing, you're incredible, and you're doing the right thing for people like me. And that's why I relate to Anon in situations like that, because she is trying her hardest and she's actually improving a lot. We're hearing her improvements in these episodes, and yet she's not getting praise for it. She's actually just getting left behind and ignored and yelled at. So like the fact that she chased after Taki in this episode, admirable as fuck. Like she had every right to be like, no, fuck you, Taki. You've been treating me like shit, and if you're gonna miss this whole thing, like it's your fault the band fell apart. She's kind of has every right to do that, but she doesn't do it. She goes after Taki, she finds her, she is kind with her, she communicates with her. I love it. This show is great. So anyway, that is BanG Dream. It's MyGo. This is a long discussion. Sorry about that. But if you like this long discussion, let me know, you know, because I mean, it's not going to change how I do things. I always have a discussion exactly as long as I want to talk about it. But I also like to hear, you know, if you stuck around to the end of these discussions. So make sure to let me know in the comments below. Support the video as best you can, liking the video, commenting down below, subscribing to the channel, and my Patreon account is in the description below if you want to watch full-length versions of the reactions, early access exclusive videos, lots of other stuff. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.